Hello there, this is Desiree Delahunt. This is my EDL 854 Module 16 video, Missing Booster Club Funds, and this is my final assignment, my case study. Here's the case summary. We're looking at a small middle school booster club, and it has quite a few parent volunteers, including Mrs. Bowman. Mrs. Bowman has a daughter who's on the cheerleading team, and her daughter gets invited to go to New York for a trip. Well, she goes to Mr. Stevens, the school principal, and asks for about $800 for a trip to New York, and he did turn her down. The next time we see Mrs. Bowman, $50 goes missing, and we know that there was a $50 bill because Mr. Dumas paid to get into the basketball game with that $50 bill, and 10 tickets are missing as well. She claimed that they were torn. So category 1 is our problem identification and analysis. What do we know? We know that Mrs. Bowman needs money for her daughter's cheerleading trip to New York. We know that Mr. Stevens turned her request down, saying that the Booster Club funds are for the majority of students and he cannot approve $800 for one child. And we do know that Mr. Dumas paid with a $50 bill and that $50 bill is missing. What do we need to know? We need to know where those 10 missing tickets, were they actually sold? We need to know if anyone saw Mrs. Bowman throw those 10 tickets away. And we need to know if it can be verified that she threw them away. The other thing we need to know is, did she take that $50 bill after Mr. Dumas paid for his ticket? So we need to see if there's somebody who maybe saw it or maybe saw her take the money. So here's our problem. The problem is that Mr. Stevens was told by Mr. Dumas that he paid with a $50 bill to get into this basketball game. However, there's no sign of that money. We also know that Mrs. Bowman came and asked for money to send her daughter to New York, but was unable to get the money from the Booster Club. So the problem is that the money and the ticket stubs are missing. Category 2 is my proposed plan of action with appropriate strategies for implementation. Step 1, I would check for past books to see if there were any funds that had been missing before while Mrs. Bowman was taking gate money. Under that, I have missing money leads to removal. So if it turns out that we have more money missing from our gate funds, then it would be time to remove Mrs. Bowman. However, we do not have proof, sorry about that. So no missing money would lead to a warning and a discussion with Mrs. Bowman. Step 2 would be to call the other parents who helped that night and asked if anybody had seen her throw those 10 tickets away, if they had seen that $50 bill, if they saw Mr. Dumas pay with that $50 bill, just to kind of see if anybody saw or heard anything. 3 would be to meet with Mrs. Bowman and discuss my concerns. This is a really important step because I want her to know that we know something's going on. I want to talk about that $50 and I want to talk about the fact that Mr. Dumas told me he paid with a $50 bill, yet there was no $50 bill in the bank bag when I took the money. I think it would be time to warn her about future missing funds. Just explain that if it happens again, that she will be removed. The reason I don't want to remove her now, I will talk about that later, is because it's going to negatively affect my students. And then remind her that in the future, if there are ripped tickets, she needs to leave those tickets in the bag. Maybe write that they're ripped so she did not sell them. That way we can see those funds and we have a paper trail. And step 4, I think it would be time to issue new procedures and policies for parents in the Booster Club. Category 3 is to resolve the issue based on promoting the success of all students. My first step would be to check those inventory and tickets at the gate. I want to check that inventory a little bit closer and make sure that no more funds go missing. Parents should be working as a team when they're taking that money. One parent could be handing the ticket, the other could be taking money, and they should be checking in with each other as they're doing this. Ticket stubs should be saved no matter their condition. So I think it would be really good to make sure you have a two-sided ticket stub. And if a ticket stub is torn, they need to save it anyway and mark that it was torn so it wasn't used. That way you're not in this predicament we're in right here with Mrs. Bowman. Step 2, Mrs. Bowman may continue to help. However, I will remove her from her position if more money goes missing. I cannot have more than $50 go missing from these student funds that's supposed to be used for the students. Step 3 would be to remind Mrs. Bowman that funds are for all students in the school. Just give her a gentle reminder that I made that choice not to give her that $800 because the funds are supposed to be for the majority of the student body. And that's why that her request was turned down in the first place. So it's important that she understands that $50 missing is a big deal. And step 4, send out a list of procedures for those who are working in the Booster Club so that the expectations are clear for everyone. I think it would be good to send out an electronic list or presentation of proper procedures. It's going to be really hard to get them all in at the same time. However, if I can send them the presentation, they can watch it on their own time. And I added a step B. I'm going to require a signature agreeing to those procedures and policies, not so much agreeing to them, but saying that they understood them and signing off on the fact that they read them so they know what those procedures are. So if this happens again, I have some kind of documentation saying they understood what they were supposed to do and they didn't follow through. Category 4, I'm going to debrief the problem by reflecting on what I was thinking. One thing I thought was that I couldn't remove Mrs. Bowman without proof that she had done it. That's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to the other parents to see if anybody had seen anything, but I don't feel right removing her from that position without proof. I also thought if she knew I was watching her and watching the school funds, that she wouldn't do it again because she would be afraid of getting caught. I also think that a principal should probably have a better system of checks in place for that money. So maybe some more clear procedures would help with that. Some things that I was feeling, I felt really disappointed that a parent would be untrustworthy, especially since that money is for everybody, including her child. I felt sad that some of the funds for my students were gone, and I was secretly hoping that maybe she would feel guilty and return that money after I had spoken with her. I also felt sad that Mrs. Bowman felt that in order to help her daughter, she needed to steal. Being a parent is hard. If you are struggling financially and you're asking for help and you get turned down, that's just sad for me. I have 2 of my own children, so I would be feeling the same way, but I don't think that stealing would ever be the right answer for that. The last section is what was I valuing? I do value the time those parents are putting in by volunteering. That's why I did not want to remove Mrs. Bowman from this position yet, especially without that proof that I need, because we do need those parent volunteers, especially in a small school like this one. I valued the students in their hard work, and that includes Mrs. Bowman's daughter because she was a very talented cheerleader, it said. So I did value all the work and effort that those students were putting in. I also value the community support so that there are those funds available from the Booster Club. It sounds like a lot of families come and support all these kids, and even though it's a small school, a lot of people are putting in a lot of time, including those parents. Some of the unresolved issues I have, I don't know if Mrs. Bowman did steal the money. So that's something that I am still unsure of. That's something that I'm going to watch more carefully now. How can we replace that $50? And has it happened before? So there just needs to be a better check for school funds. Category 5, reflecting on Standard 8. So Standard 8 says that an educational leader promotes the academic success and personal well-being of every student by ensuring effective and efficient management of school or district to promote the student's social and academic learning. So I just have some things listed on the side, and then I'll go into further detail on 3 more slides. So promoting the effective and efficient school management, I'm doing that by sending out that new policy and procedure sheet to the Booster Club volunteers and staff. I'm promoting social learning by correcting errors in the Booster Club so that hopefully they can continue to get that money for our students, and that money can go to school activities and educational things. And I'm also promoting student academic learning by ensuring the funds are being spent on the majority of the student body. That's why we turned down that request for $800 in the first place, is because it was for one student, not the student body. And we're also making sure that funds are being spent on academic enrichment. So component 1, how do you promote effective and efficient management of the school or district? So I did send out those new policies and procedures. I want everyone to know the expectations and everybody to be on the same page. That's including the volunteers and staff, because I do know that sometimes staff have to work at these events. I just finished working at a volleyball game today. In the future, booster volunteers cannot say that they were unaware of the policies. That's why I'm sending out that sheet saying that they read it and they saw the procedures, so that I know that they can't really lie to me if they're signing off saying that they know what they're supposed to do, they know what their expectations are. Component 2, how do you promote the social learning of every student? I did not remove Mrs. Bowman so that her daughter would not be negatively affected. Her kiddo has to still go to school here, and if I had removed her mom right away, that might cause some backlash and a rumor mill to start against her mom. I didn't want the booster club to fall apart. If we have angry parents at us, the booster club is going to not have that support we need. The parents are not going to be there. We need those volunteers. So I don't want that booster club to fall apart, because we do need those funds for our kids. And then students, I also didn't remove her so that students would not lose support. I want them to be able to continue having those social activities. In a small school, you just don't have enough people, manpower, and that's why we need those volunteers, especially our parents. Component 3, how do you promote student academic learning? So I promoted student academic learning for the entire student body by making sure that the funds were spent on the majority of students, not just one. By ensuring that funds are being spent for academic enrichment as well as the extracurricular activities. And also making sure that those are being monitored more closely now. We have to make sure that we're watching that and we're checking and rechecking our funds. Here are my standards. And here are my sources. Thank you.